Well, folks, it seems that Alec Baldwin is going to be trying to dismiss his case again on the basis that the gun was destroyed. So, no crime, no gun. And he's trying to get his charges tossed. Welcome back to another covering of the Alec Baldwin shooting situation, folks. And the Rust set shooting as part of the playlist. So, no crime, no gun. Alec Baldwin wants Rust involuntary manslaughter charges tossed before trial starts. Now, this is from Dominic Patton at Deadline. And let's get into this, shall we? So, Alec Baldwin's involuntary manslaughter charge trial looms, and Rust star producer is again attempting to get the judge to dismiss the charges stemming from the fatal 2021 shooting of cinematographer Helena Hutchins on the New Mexico set of the indie film. Because the state does not even allege that Baldwin was aware of the level of risk, let alone substantial risk, that the gun was loaded with live ammunition, he is innocent as a matter of law, says one of the two filings that Baldwin's defense team of New York-based Quinn Emanuel, Urquhart and Sullivan lawyers from Albuquerque law firm put in the Santa Fe county courts this week. The state has not alleged facts that constitute a crime. Baldwin's attorney declare in their 22-page motion to dismiss the indictment for failure to allege a criminal crime. Read it here. Even taking every allegation that the state has presented as true solely for the purpose of this motion, defendant Alec Baldwin cannot be aware of the substantial risk that his alleged actions could cause the death of Helena Hutchins because he had no reason to believe that the firearm contained live ammunition. Well, that there is bullshit, folks, because there was substantial worry on the set that there was unsafe work conditions because people were plinking on set. So, that doesn't exactly hold any water, does it? You had a union crew walk off set saying, we're done. When a union crew does that, that is a major red flag. And when they say that they don't feel or safe on set because it was live ammunition brought on set, I'm pretty sure there is awareness of the risk that there is possibly a live round somewhere and it possibly might be put in a gun. That's just common sense. Continuing though. A footnote in the filing may offer a strong hint as to where the defense will lay their emphasis on the upcoming trial hearing. The state may assert that Baldwin acted with criminal negligence because he did not inspect the firearm after the designated safety professionals have already done so. Gun Safety 101, treat every gun as if it is loaded with real ammunition. That's Gun Safety 101, folks. And in Hollywood, you'd think they would take this matter seriously due to the fact that a actor died over 30 years ago due to a gun shooting a blank, but the top of the blank came out and killed him anyway. So, the lack of crime motion states. Sorry, I had a brain fart. Putting aside the fact that the state already took the opposite position at Gutierrez-Reed's trial, in that regardless, this argument doesn't change the absence of Baldwin's subjective awareness of an argument or subjective awareness of a substantial risk to human life on the set the state admits. Or ADM, the state Deadline. Get your shit together. But the state's own ADM, there's a cutoff here, folks. I'm sorry. That kind of throws me off. But yeah, his subjective awareness of substantial risk to human life, after he is an executive producer, made aware of the fact that union crews were walking off, and the fact that he was also telling people, hurry up, hurry up, hurry up. He created unsafe conditions. But whatever. Let's continue. Having maintained the innocence and insisting he never pulled the trigger on the Colt 45 that killed Helena Hutchins and wounded Joel Souza, Baldwin will see his dismissal move assessed in a May 17 virtual hearing the court announced today. The session before the judge, Mary Marlowe Sommer, comes less than 2 months before trial of the recharged Baldwin on the start of July in Santa Fe. Like currently incarcerated Hannah Gutierrez Reed, Baldwin could be sentenced to 18 months behind bars and thousands in fines if found guilty. Gutierrez Reed was successfully convicted of involuntary manslaughter by a Land of Enchantment jury in just a few hours of March 6th, already taken into custody after the verdict came down. The 27-year-old Gutierrez Reed was sentenced on April 14th. Having tried time and again to get his case thrown out since their client had charges refiled against him back in January, Baldwin's lawyer had brought back an old complaint in the May 6th destruction of evidence filing from the first time the actor was charged in 2003. The primary evidence is in pieces. And the government took the most critical evidence in the case of firearm, destroyed it repeatedly and pointlessly striking it with a mallet. Well, if you know anything about gun testing and whatnot, they put a gun through its paces. They will hit it, they will drop it, they will toss it, they will do all that stuff. But in order to create a safe condition for an investigation, they would hit it with a mallet in order to... This is speculation, by the way, folks. I am in no means a legal expert or an investigator, but judging by deductive reasoning alone, hitting it with a mallet would be used to test to see if the gun would be jostled enough to release the hammer. If it could, in fact, do anything or have any other reason that the hammer would come forward to shoot the weapon off. And considering nothing did the job except for pulling the trigger, it was Alec Baldwin had to have pulled that trigger. No ifs, ands, or buts about it. He had to have pulled that trigger in order for that gun to go off. And also, if they do pay attention, the gun was reconstructed. So yeah. The government knew that agents knew that the firearm would not survive the clumsy tests intact. Clumsy? These are tests that they took in order to prove that the gun could not have fired without the trigger being pulled. But anyway, they said explicitly in emails, but at the insistence of prosecutors eager to prove a celebrity's guilt, this is the most biased statement ever, they nevertheless blundered ahead with preserving the original state of the firearm, or without preserving the original state of the firearm through photographs, videos, or other means, without informing Baldwin or his counsel. And here's the thing, folks. This motion back then was tossed out. It's going to be tossed out again. So, yeah. Prosecutors, or if you want to read the full statement, folks, you can pause this video to rewind a couple of seconds to read it. Prosecutors have asserted that the gun was not destroyed in FBI testing, and claims to the contrary are posturing by the defense. A month ago, the special prosecutor said that Baldwin and his lawyers have engaged in relentless misleading statements and false claims in the case, citing material supposedly leaked to the media, a plea deal gone south, and strong-arming the documentary subjects and I'm guessing that means prosecutors keep coming back from, or what they... Jesus, this is poorly written. The prosecutors keep coming back what they call Baldwin's complete lack of concern for the safety of those around him on the deeply troubled Rust set. Well, we all saw the videos from a previous, or from the trial of Hannah Gutierrez Reed. If you pay attention to my channel, I showed a little bit of those videos where it showed Baldwin creating unsafe conditions. Recharged with involuntary manslaughter over 4 months ago and having entered a not guilty plea not long afterward, Baldwin is also up against around half a dozen civil cases in California and New Mexico courts related to Rust and the horrible shooting. As of all filings and hearings have gone on, Rust was resurrected in early 2023 to see filming completed in Montana, with Baldwin and Sousa returning to star, producer, and director respectively. Finished for months, Rust has not been picked up by any buyers so far. They won't buy that film. They know it will be a financial loss. The film will not be released, folks. They may finish it, they won't release it. The State versus Alexander Ray Baldwin trial is expected to last about 2 weeks if it goes ahead this summer at all. I will be covering it, folks. I will be reaching out to Court TV to use their footage or in their streaming on my channel to go over what I see. I am going to make sure that I reach out to them in a timely manner. Anyway, folks, so no gun, no charges, or no crime and whatnot. I don't believe that for a second. They had already enough evidence to recharge him and stuff. Now they got to prove their case, and putting a gun through its paces is a good way to test whether or not the gun is safe, and the gun will fire as it is designed. I mean, anybody with rudimentary firearm training, like me, admittedly, knows this. You can do whatever, or also anybody with deductive reasoning would know this. You can do certain things to a gun to make sure that it will fire with little provocation or with a lot of provocation, if you want it to fire without pulling the trigger. However, this gun was put through so much of a beating and it still didn't fire. The only way that gun could have fired was if somebody pulled the trigger. Anyway, that's the video. You all know the drill. Like, comment, subscribe, share, all that jazz. Let me know your thoughts down in the comment section below, folks. What do you think? Do you think Alec Baldwin is guilty here? Let me know all your thoughts. This has been Orange Hat. Y'all have a wonderful day. And always remember, stay humble.